Madio, that poor little maggot, everybody units look around for somebody they can pick on early on. And they do it because, they're getting all the crap thrown at them. And so if they can find somebody on whom they can throw some crap, it makes them feel a little better. I mean, this is a common phenomenon. And I think Jimmy coming in, he came in so open and honest, playing Frank Perconte, that he came in with absolutely no idea of what was going on, and he didn't want any idea of what was going on. He was completely open to the experience. And that made him a little bit naive, I think, in the eyes of some of the other guys, in particular the Brits and so on and so forth. So they were always setting Jimmy up. I mean, I can remember we were teaching him the M1 rifle, and I had my cadre, and they were out in the middle of our courtyard at Longmore and at the Barrack Square, and they had ponchos set out, and they were disassembling the M1 rifle, and we were doing it by the numbers. This is the bolt, this is the trigger housing group, everybody hold up your trigger housing group. And Madio was screwed up like Hogan's goat. I mean, every time I'd say, hold up the trigger housing, Madio would hold up the stop thing. He was just lost about this whole thing. And so some of the guys said, well, look, you see that white-haired guy standing over there? He's the general. So what you do if you're having trouble, Jimmy, is you just go over and you talk to the general.
Oh no!
And you say, and so Madio says, I mean, I can hear some of this going on, and I'm just waiting for it to happen. And the kids they're saying, yeah, Jimmy, go ahead over there. And I think they called him Frank because we demanded that they all call each other by their character names. Yeah, Frank, just go over there and see the general. And Frank said, well, what do I tell him? And you say, just go out and be friendly. Just say, hey, General, look, my gun's all screwed up here. Can you fix my gun? Can you tell me when? And he said, really? Should I do that? I said, yeah, sure, he's a great guy. He'll help you out. So, Perconte, oh, my God, Perconte, and I'm standing there talking to my executive officer, Lieutenant Mike Stokey, and we're trying to figure something out. And this little worm comes up to me, with a baggy paratrooper uniform on, and he's got a handful of M1 parts. And he says something like, yo, General, I got this gun here, and it's all screwed up. I can't figure out which is. So can you help me, General, get my gun back together here? And I just, you look at him, and he was serious. He thought this was a good thing to do. So I was torn between reaching out and grabbing him by the stacking swivel and commencing field stripping right there, or just losing it, laughing at him, and thank God Lieutenant Stokey, my XO, was there. He looked at me, and he can cover it a little better than I can. And he said, Skipper, I'll handle this. I'll take care of this. You go ahead. You just go over and look in the mess hall, see what's for chow. So I got myself out of the area where they couldn't see me, and I just was crying with laughter. I mean, this was... And of course, my XO is standing out there with Perconte, and he's got him pushing the ground and doing push-ups and everything else. And he's shaking his finger at him, and don't you know that is our commanding officer? That's Captain Dye. You don't call him General, and you don't come over here with your crapola. And so Mike just chewed his ass apart, and I just sitting in there roaring with laughter. And Perconte Jimmy Madio would do stuff like that regularly, and he never seemed to learn.
Yeah, so shall we clarify?
Please do.
Okay, first let me start by saying Dale Dye should definitely be doing more New York roles with his accent of me. He should be playing a New Yorker. That accent was stellar. So first, as far as the guys setting me up, my own men, our own, like the actors really never set me up. It was his own cadre that set me up once or twice. It had nothing. It was either Freddie Joe or Stokey or one of the other guys. I forget his name.
Edmondson?
Yes,
He?
yes, yeah, exactly. He set me up good once. He actually got me the best. And most of this went down within the first day or two of boot camp because I didn't know what I was doing. And let me tell you about as far as the weapon, not knowing to do my weapon, that was the first time we had our weapons. But by time the second or third day, I was putting that together faster than anybody. All right, so let's just clear that up. All right, I didn't know what I was doing day one. And as far as the general, yes, I called him General, and that was Donnie Wahlberg who set me up with that one. I was next to Lipton, Donnie, and I was having difficulty with the weapon. And I said, Lipton, I'm having a problem. I said, but he goes, and then I said, should I go ask, the general? Because I was getting at that point, we just got there. I was confused with general, captain, lieutenant, major. I was confused with all of that. I didn't really know the ranks yet, So I called him a general, and Donnie started laughing. He goes, "Yeah, go ask the general how to fix your gun." And so I got up and I went to ask him, and from there on out, the rest is true. Stokey drilled me, I did do quite a few push-ups throughout my boot camp, but a lot of the setting up was his own cadre. They used to have a lot of fun with me. I wouldn't say the actors set me up too much. The only one that did was Donnie, but that was actually pretty funny.